I was a middle schooler who's obsessed with horses and HGTV. I was living in Denver, Colorado with my parents and sister, and I just discovered what K-pop was, and I was obsessed. I was living in Southern California and trying to figure out how to start becoming an actress. I was still traveling the world with my parents, and I think 5 years ago I was in Australia, and I was training to be on some kind of national gymnastics team thing. 5 years ago, I was living in Florida with my parents. I was a super artsy kid going into middle school, and I was super afraid of, getting made fun of or something. Yeah, 5 years ago, I lived in Virginia, and I was in middle school at the time, and it was around that time that I got to go to a thrift store for the first time, and I just, fell in love with it. I was living in kind of, the first iteration of the dollhouse, and I was roommates with Lisa, which was a journey. 5 years ago, I was still living in San Francisco with my family, and I just dyed my hair blue for the first time. I was the coolest girl at the skate park, and I was a lot closer with Rowan than I am now. I was living in this area with my family, and it was around this time during the pandemic that Hamilton came out on Disney+, and my god, I just fell in love! I just moved to the area with my family before we started the whole dollhouse thing, and I was going to, the beach every day, spent a few nights in a surf van. Honestly, I kind of missed the pandemic. 5 years ago, I was living here with my parents. It was a few years after we came here from the Seattle area, and I remember being super close with Kit, and I wish we had that tight level of closeness now. And I was getting super into activism because it was around that time I got my first phone, and it was media. I'm a fast talker, y'all, so just buckle up. I was living back in Tennessee with my parents, and I just learned how to play guitar because I was bored during the pandemic, and I was starting playing at coffee shops and stuff. I was living with my family out on a ranch about half an hour from where I live now, and I was definitely, I guess you could say, a bit of a cowgirl. I was living in Detroit, Michigan with my mom. I remember being so disappointed about the pandemic because we were supposed to go on our first ever Disney World trip, and I was so hyped because I was definitely a Disney kid. I lived around here with my parents, and 5 years ago, I think I was still going to Catholic school. I was living with my mom, older sister, and little brother in San Francisco. I got super into spray paint, not graffiti, just the art. I was living in New England with my family, and it was around that time, 5-ish years ago, that I got super obsessed with the idea of seeing France. I had just moved to California. I previously lived with my parents and younger brother in Pennsylvania, but then they got divorced and my mom wanted a fresh start, so we moved here. My dad actually moved to Paris to be a fashion designer, which, Olivia kind of idolizes him. Well, duh! I had also just gotten casted for my own miniseries called Alice's Adventures. I thought I was going to be some professional at horse riding and would have gotten recruited for college for it. I thought I would still be skiing in the mountains of Colorado and didn't expect to be in California until my parents sprung it on me. I thought by now I would have gotten some big TV role at Disney or something and still be living down in Long Beach. I thought I would still be traveling a ton, and I didn't expect myself to still be doing gymnastics because at that time I low-key kind of hated it, and I thought I would be doing comedy gigs because that was something that my parents hated, and I guess I was just a rebellious middle schooler. I kind of knew I wasn't going to live in Florida anymore, but I expected it to be Tennessee or Utah or something, not California, and I thought I would have gotten bullied a lot more than I really did. In the back of my mind, I knew I was going to be in California, but the pandemic had just kind of slowed our move, and I thought I'd be president of all the thrift club and recycling club and DIYs, because that's what I was into back then. I didn't think I'd be living in this dollhouse living situation anymore. Thought I would have gone back with my parents, and delusional as it may be, I thought I would have published a book by now. Yeah, I thought I was still going to be the cool girl with the blue hair at the skate park in San Francisco, but I guess plans just change. Well, like I said, I just got into musical theater, and I think I convinced myself that in high school I was going to be the star of every single theater production, and that did not turn out that way at all. I thought I'd be teaching kids how to surf because that was what I was into back then. I thought I'd be a lot better at ASL than I am. I thought I'd be some kind of leader. Not a cult leader, just some leader in my community, but I'm kind of the opposite, a shy opposite. I thought I'd still be out living in one of the best places for music in the U.S., Nashville. And I thought I'd be playing music at my favorite cafe there and gotten a lot more action in the music industry than I did. I thought I'd be into showing animals at our local fair and that I'd still be living out on the farm. Well, I just graduated high school, so woohoo for me. And I thought that by the time I graduated, I would have had a job at Disneyland or Disney World, because again, that was younger me's dream. And I just have very different interests than I thought that I would. As far as 12-year-old me goes, I thought I would still be this perfect little girl who had her true self shoved down, and I wouldn't really expect the phase I went down a couple years ago, or even where I am now. I thought I'd still be into spray painting up in San Francisco, and maybe even get hired to do murals or something, and I thought I would have seen my dad in New York more than I did. I thought that I would have visited France by now.
I thought I would have settled with my mom and brother longer than I did, and maybe have gotten to see my dad, but I actually haven't seen him since he moved to France.
I'm heading into my first year of community college, majoring in interior design with a minor in nature conservation. I'm also super into reading, which is something 13-year-old me would have hated. I'm in California, but I still travel at least once a year to visit the snow, and I'm also really into medical stuff.
Definitely in a different house now, but it's still somewhat near the beach, and I definitely haven't gotten any professional acting jobs, just some school productions.
For the past few years, I've settled down in California, and I actually love gymnastics. I'm excelling at school, and really just loving the things I used to hate. I'm still an artist, and I found a lot of people that have similar interests and really support me in this house. I'm also super into K-pop, which is something 11-year-old me would have gotten bullied for. I pretty much predicted my own future, because I'm kind of where I thought I'd be. I'm the president of a few of my school's clubs, specifically the recycling ones, and I like thrifting stuff. I'm definitely the sportiest person I know. I play a lot of sports, and I still like writing books, but it kind of got put on the back burner. But I have one that I'm 75% of the way through, which is actually really exciting. I'm living in the dollhouse. I've made a lot of new friends, and I'm proud of myself. I've really branched out in this new community I live in. And I'm still dyeing my hair blue, and these past 5 years truly have opened me up to what is out there. I have actually gotten a few leading roles in school productions, but I'm not the best at anything in my school, and I'm pretty happy with this little life I've built in the dollhouse. I'm still so bad at sign language. Other than that, I'm a swimmer, diver, and surfer. Definitely a water child. I also got really into directing and making videos, and I think I want to do something in the film industry, probably director. I live in the dollhouse. I've had so many roommates, made so many friends. I still love activism. I'm a big Taylor Swift fan, and I'm surprisingly really good at the flute, which is something I picked up a few years ago. And I call her Lizzo because of that. I'm out here living in California, and thankfully I'm in a bit more of a country place, California, which fits me better. I'm still making music by myself. I got a few people helping me out with it, but I've never really published anything other than just singing at restaurants and coffee shops, so I'm not on Spotify or anything. I'm a city girl now. I still like doing things like FFA, Future Farmers of America, but I've built a decent following on social media that does make me a bit of income, and so I have to be in the city because that's where my content is. It's kind of hard to make the stuff that I make out on a ranch. Now I'm in California. I have never worked for the Walt Disney Corporation, nor do I even plan to, but I just graduated high school, and I've actually been a gymnast for the past 3 years, competing at a pretty high level, which I never thought I'd be doing, and I do work at a coffee shop for reference of my job. I'm kind of in this strange limbo between goody girl and super rebellious girl. I think I'm a pretty unique person. I'm into early 2000s and unique music and stuff like that. I've met a lot of new people. I still keep people like Eagle or my sister Zara close to me. And now I'm super into video games, and I want to be a video game designer. I still love art, but it's not really my main passion anymore. Not in France, but still my dream to go.
I'm living in this awesome thing that we call the dollhouse. It's allowed me to meet so many new people, and I still very much love fashion designing and want to see my dad, but right now I'm kind of just doing the high school thing in California.
I see myself working in interior design while still being conscious of nature. Also, hopefully, I will have visited at least half of the national parks by then. I see myself halfway through college, maybe even back in Colorado, and just really improving the snowboarding because that is a must. In 5 years, I'm going to be in college, and hopefully by then I will have gotten an acting job and still be into gymnastics, which is something that Gwen actually got me into. 5 years from now, I will have just graduated college, and I'm planning to do gymnastics in college, so I'm hoping that goes well. And after college, I hope that I'm able to travel to all the places I have yet to see in the world.
In 5 years, I'm going to be a college kid that's still an artist and hopefully hasn't given up her love for any of her interests that aren't your typical cool girl interests. In 5 years, I'm going to be out of college, and it's my dream to one day own a thrift store, so hopefully I'm like a manager somewhere or something. I don't know. Being a business owner just sounds so fun. Hopefully I'm in college as some kind of athlete. I haven't picked a sport yet, but that's what I'm kind of using high school for. And hopefully I will finish that one book that I've been working on for so long. I see myself maybe even going back to San Francisco for college. I want to study business because I want to be a yoga studio owner, and I think it'd be super cool to kind of build my life up in the place where I grew up. Honestly, New York. It's my delusional dream to one day be on Broadway, so kind of starting college and studying there makes sense to familiarize myself with the area. 5 years from now, hopefully I'm in college studying some kind of film, and my college has to be by the beach because I cannot live without the ocean. 5 years from now, I hope to still be somewhere where I can be around people for my activism work, but also around nature because I just have this strange balance of wanting to be in a city but then also live in a forest, and I just really hope to maintain my friendships from this dollhouse. Also be in a place where I can be playing my music. I don't really know what I want to do for college. I just know I want to make it in the music industry. I want to be a country singer, and I want to live in a place where I can be sharing that music as I try to rise to my fame. I mean, ideally I'm still making content for my following. Hopefully I don't get canceled for some reason. And I mean, it'd be nice to live out on my family's ranch, because it is kind of close to the city, but I just want to do something with animals, because I think they're the sweetest thing in the world. I want to get into teaching, so I'm going to college in the fall to get a degree in early childhood education, so I'm hoping that either I'll be an elementary school teacher or run or work at a preschool of some kind, because I think kids are so adorable, and I guess that kind of leans into my initial interest of working at Disney. 5 years from now, I'm gonna just be getting out of college, and I want to be a music producer because I think music is just such an interesting outlet, and there's so many genres out there, so I hope I'll be living in LA or New York, one of the more bigger music-focused areas. Hopefully I'm getting a job as some kind of a video game designer, whether it's coding or storyboarding. I just want to do something to create games for people to enjoy as much as I enjoy the games those companies are creating now. And hopefully I spend more time with my family other than Zara, who goes to the college here. I'm crossing my fingers that by the time I'm out of college, I'll have visited Paris. I just want to try a French pastry! 5 years from now, hopefully I've gotten to see my dad and I'll be in college for fashion design. But I just genuinely hope that I've still maintained all the relationships that I've met through this house, because even if they're not my real sisters, when I say Olivia or Brittany is my sister, I really mean it, because we're like family here in the dollhouse.
Where were you 5 years ago? 5 years ago, I was about to turn 10 years old, and for a really long time, I'd wanted to start a YouTube channel. When I was a kid, I was always just like making little like vlogs and stuff. 5 years ago today, I was finally allowed to actually post one of those videos. And that video was a video on how to make a bracelet for your American Girl doll. The video is privated, so don't go looking for it, people.
Where did you think you would be now, 5 years ago?
I thought I would be like some famous YouTuber in the terms of like how I thought I would be online, which I'm not. By no means am I famous. I mean, I knew I was going to be a teenager, and I think to some degree I knew I wasn't going to grow out of dolls, but I don't think I ever thought it would be on this kind of scale of collecting.
Where are you actually now?
I'm not famous. I still love American Girl dolls, and I have been a part of this amazing, amazing community. I'm about to turn 15 in 2 weeks from today. I love to take photos of, make videos of, dress, just pretty much do anything that involves my dolls. I'm just so amazed by the fact that this is a hobby I've kept up over 5 years.
Where do you hope to be 5 years from today?
5 years from now, I'm going to be in college. I know I'm not going to be able to have access to my dollhouse and all of my dolls every single day. Hopefully, I'm going to have a doll or two with me. I'm planning to go to college in state within a few hours of my parents' house, so hopefully I can keep them here and
keep my bedroom that has my dollhouse in it fully intact. And I can just come back and visit them, like swap out what I want to have with me at college. And then, I know this isn't 5 years, but like 10 years from now, after college, once I have a job, I hope to still have these dolls and in like a house or an apartment that I live in, have a second bedroom that is just a doll room / an office, and to be able to have a dollhouse with me every day again. 5 years from now, I hope I will still be Friday the 13th AG. Thank you guys so much for watching if you made it this far into the video. I started filming this video at the start of July. Like, I came up with the idea on like 4th of July. I worked so hard and so fast because this is the longest stop motion I've ever actually completed. At the time of recording this video, it is my actual anniversary. It's July 22nd. These dolls mean so much to me, and it means so much to me that the people in this community that have similar interests are so sweet. I have so much love and respect for everyone who I've been friends with and everyone who I've known that does AGTube and AGIG. And I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone that supported me in these 5 years, whether it was in 2020 or if this is the first video of mine you're watching. So thank you all so much, and here's to another 5 years. I love y'all.